News 46 is brought to you by Southwest Medical Associates. Look for news about their latest healthcare center opening soon in your neighborhood. Southwest Medical Associates. Now that's powerful medicine. News 46 is also brought to you by Red Apple Fireworks. You've never seen anything like it. Nevada's elite fireworks shopping experience. Red Apple Fireworks. News 46 is also brought to you by Safi of Las Vegas. At Safi, we're more than a foster care and adoption agency. We're working to build stronger families in our communities. Visit our website at safi.org.
Tonight on News 46, 2 injured in a major 2-vehicle accident involving a deputy.
A sneak peek into our new detention facility.
And testimony from the surviving stabbing victim. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Rick Vale and Rhonda Van Winkle. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell and news across Nevada with Janet Eric. News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
Good evening, it's Thursday, July 14th, 2011. I'm Rick Vale.
And I'm Robin Christine for News 46. Topping our news tonight, a fatal motorcycle accident that occurred last night right after midnight claimed the life of one person. Nevada Highway Patrol's MAIT, or Major Accident Investigation Team, were called to the scene at Highway 160 and Caas Street on the south side of town. Apparently, this was a single vehicle accident and the motorcycle rider died on impact. The accident is still under investigation.
And folks, 2 people were injured at an accident last night at the intersection of Highway 372 and Blagg, which has many asking once again about a traffic signal at this location. Deanna O'Donnell reports.
Last night, all lanes were blocked in both directions here at Highway 372 and Blagg for a 2-vehicle accident, which involved a sedan and a sheriff's vehicle. We're going to speak to Nye County Sheriff Tony DeMeo.
That's correct. Right now, the Highway Patrol is going to be investigating the accident. It occurred on their highway in 372. And it was involving a Nye County Sheriff's Office vehicle. From what we understand at this time is that the vehicle 1, which was driven by, we're not going to mention the names right now because we haven't made notification to the family, was coming out southbound across Blagg with the stop sign and proceeded into 372, at which time it struck the Nye County Sheriff's Office vehicle, which caused the vehicle to swerve to the left and hit a pole.
And so I know that we had one person airlifted via Mercy, and that's the person in the maroon sedan, and the officer was taken locally here.
That's correct. The driver of the vehicle is right now at UMC. We got flighted out to UMC for injuries, and the deputy is was transported to Desert View. If there's any kind of transfer, they would transfer him there, but right now we just think that the injuries can be taken care of at the local hospital.
And was the deputy in transport to a call or anything?
He was on route to a low priority call, so he was just coming down the highway, and that's when the incident occurred. And so right now we're just hoping that the driver vehicle 1 is going to be okay. We believe our deputy's going to be okay. Like I said, we're going to be heading to the hospital right now just to make sure that if we have an idea what his injuries are, the extent of his injuries.
So there was no lights and sirens on the vehicle, the deputy's vehicle as well. So he was going at a regular rate of speed, right?
He's just trying down the highway. He's westbound on the highway, going to a call for service, low priority call. He was not responding in either code 2 or code 3. He just basically responded to a call for service to check out a residence. That was about it.
And there was only one occupant in both vehicles?
That's correct. Only one occupant.
And so do we know the name of the deputy? Are we releasing that at this time?
We're not releasing the name of the deputy, and we're not releasing the name of driver 1 right this time.
And I know that Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating this accident. We have all lanes blocked in both directions.
That's going to be for a while because they're sending out their team from Vegas. They're doing that because of the extent and injuries of possibly a driver vehicle 1. The injuries we believe are serious, so they're just doing their investigation. So they called out their accident investigation team.
And if you notice any of those witness shots in there, you'll recognize our very own Rick Avail there. He happened to be behind the officer's vehicle when this accident occurred. He was one of the only witnesses on the scene. He had to fill out a witness statement. And it is common practice for Nevada Highway Patrol to conduct the investigation in this accident, whether or not it happened on the highway, because this is an officer-involved accident. We did learn the name of the officer that was involved in this, and that is Assistant Sheriff Rick Marshall's son. We're told that he has suffered an injury to his ankle. We're told it's not broken at this point, but he was transported to Desert View Hospital. The other gentleman inside the vehicle was medically and mechanically entrapped in the car. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue arrived on scene and did a door pop on him. He was transported to UMC Trauma Center via Mercier. And of course, all lanes were blocked while Nevada Highway Patrol completed their investigation. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
And according to Nevada Highway Patrol, the elderly man that was transported via Mercier to UMC Trauma Center was transported to the intensive care unit and is awake and talking as of this afternoon. Deputy Marshall was treated and released from Desert View Hospital.
The new Nye County detention facility is well underway. The steel-reinforced prefabricated cells have been hauled in by trucks and then put in place.
Well, right now they just set the last row of cells. These are prefab. These are five-bond prefab cells. They were built in Louisiana. They were trucked in. They figured it would take about a week to install them. Actually, they did all this in 2 days. The one over there, the one without a second floor, that's a dorm setting. That's going to be a dormitory because we're doing a hybrid. We're not just doing two-man cells, two-person cells or two inmate cells, whatever. We're actually doing a combination of two inmate cells plus the dormitory situations because they'll save us on some money because there's some inmates that can be housed together at low risk. So they'll have a 32 dormitory cell there, a 16 dormitory cell there, and another 32 over here. So the combination of all the cells put together, it's a 224-bed unit. I know I keep hearing one town board member who keeps saying 300. But I've corrected him on numerous occasions. Finally, I just say give up because you won't get the picture. But it's the 224-bed unit that we're assembling here. The kitchen facilities and everything like that, it actually is set, the laundry facilities and everything else, all the utilities actually set for a 448-person cell. So in the future, if there's ever a need for that, there's also a space available. We actually have an area location for another pod if that becomes necessary. But right now we're set for 224 beds, and we believe that this should take us into 25 years if we house citizens, if we house people from that we arrest in Nye County, based upon the population estimates for 25 years and down the line.
Right now, our detention center holds how many inmates?
32. Here in Pahrump. The other facility up in Tonopah was originally designed for 44 inmates. Because of the amount of inmates we have arrested, and that facility was only done in 1998, 1996, 1998 when that was done. So they planned on it for 44. The population, the jail population increased so rapidly that they had to just double bunk, and that facility is not made for double bunking. And the majority of the people that we house in Tonopah are actually people that are arrested in Pahrump Valley. So what that will do is once we have the space available, give us an opportunity to stop this transporting back and forth. The inmates that will be down here. Of course, there'll be sometimes we'll have to send a Pahrump inmate to Tonopah because of we try to separate those people involved in cases or special inmates that require separation from the population. So they'll still be Tonopah, and right now Tonopah is getting ready for a big boom up there. So they're going to need the jail spaces as well. So it'll give us an opportunity to house inmates in both locations and give us an ability for inmate safety plus for deputy safety and better services that we can provide for those people that we have to provide for.
Keep watching in the coming days with more on the Nye County Detention Center.
And folks, don't go anywhere. We'll have more local news right after this break, so please keep it here. Welcome back to News 46. District Attorney Kurt Vito updates us on the preliminary hearing with the 5 suspects in the murder and attempted murder that occurred on May 1st on Donner Street.
Here at the Nye County Courthouse, the preliminary hearing for the May 1st murder and attempted murder has been held this past week. We're going to speak to District Attorney Kurt Vitto.
Well, actually, we had our second day of preliminary hearing was on the 8th, July 8th. Our first day of preliminary hearing was June 3rd for an incident that, if I'm not mistaken, occurred on May 1st. And so we anticipate picking up tomorrow, which is the 15th. Tomorrow we pick up with the preliminary hearing, which will be the third day. And then if we have to, we have a fourth day set aside, which will be Monday the 18th for the preliminary hearing.
And this is for the murder and attempted murder that happened on Donner Street on May 1st. And I know that we have a witness, Antoinette Bell, and we have another victim, Michael Frazier, who unfortunately passed away from this. We have 5 suspects?
Yes, I think we currently have 5 people charged with these crimes. Yes, Troy Jackson, Michael Maxwell, Vicky Garcia, Tiffany Rubio, and Charles Eubanks.
And so give us a little update of not all of the suspects were in court recently, right?
Yes, Charles Eubanks was not at the last preliminary hearing, having unconditionally waived his preliminary hearing to go to the district court level at the June 3rd date.
And the other 3 that the charges may be changing on them, excluding Troy Jackson.
Well, over the course of the time since we got the offense, I believe we've amended the complaint 3 times. We're currently on our 4th amended complaint. So the charges have shifted and changed a bit, yes.
And Troy Jackson is our main suspect, right?
Well, according to some of the testimony that we've heard, yes, you could consider Troy Jackson, I guess, the principal perpetrator.
And as far as witnesses, who else do we have? I know we have Antoinette Bell, who's a victim in this case. And by the way, how is she doing?
As far as I know, I haven't had any communication with Antoinette since the last preliminary hearing. As far as I know, she's doing well. She's on the mend physically from the attack. Physically, I anticipate that her body is healing, but I haven't really talked to her about that. I'm not a physician, obviously, and I don't know what any doctors are telling her about her physical condition.
How's she doing with the testimony?
Well, the best way I could characterize that is to say that if anybody wants to see how Antoinette's doing with her testimony, to come down. She's struggling through her testimony. I know that her breathing is obviously labored and affected by some of the injury that she's incurred. But, how she's doing in her testimony is really something that I would not want to comment on.
Just to clarify, that was Assistant District Attorney Kirk Vitto. Now, this weekend, Pahrump Valley Speedway has a few very special guests you won't want to miss.
My name's Robbie Woods, and I grew up in Pahrump, Nevada, and we now campaign a Pro 2, which is a 900 horsepower unlimited 2-wheel drive vehicle in the Lucas Oil Off-Road Series. And we have a lot of great supporters, Lucas Oil and Super Chips and General Tire. But basically what we're doing this weekend is just giving back to the community. Chad's got a really good thing going up there and a race scene. And, it's not an easy job to do what he's doing, having the track up there. And there's so many great families and a lot of youth out here that doesn't have the opportunity to get out and interact and be entertained and do what it is that he's offering. So we're going to go up there this weekend and do a little demo. We're going to bring the truck out and do some jumps, do a couple laps, bring the semi out and have an autograph signing, and throw a little pit party and just have a good time.
You do off-road racing, right? Tell me about that. Where do you race it normally?
Well, it's a short course off-road truck. It's not like Baja. It's not point A to point B where we race 1,000 miles at a time. It's more like motocross for trucks. It's a closed course, about 1.5 miles long. Typically, they have about 20 trucks with 900 horsepower each doing battle for about 30 minutes. So we qualify for starting positions just like NASCAR does, and then we race for 30 minutes and may the best man win.
Tell me about yourself, a little bit of history growing up here in Pahrump.
My dad owns a towing business here in Pahrump called Two Star Towing, and we have a salvage yard as well. So, I grew up around cars, and he raced at the same dirt track we're going to this weekend and graduated to the NASCAR ranks. So it was just always second nature to be around race cars and fabricating and junk in general. And I took a passion for racing off-road trucks after racing motocross for my whole younger life. And, just sat out with a dream and a goal to become one of the best off-road racers. And unfortunately, it's really expensive. So what we did was we went around Pahrump and bought scrap steel trucks and tractors and anything iron we possibly could to recycle to generate the funds to build this off-road program. So we went out and did that for about a year and gathered enough money to build one. And in this little shop down at Two Star Towing, with the tooling we have to work with, we built a pretty competitive off-road truck, and we've been racing ever since. So,
What do we got behind us? Is this the truck?
yeah, this is the truck. It's unbodied right now. It'll obviously have a tin skin over all of it to protect it from the elements, and then a body that resembles like a normal Chevy Silverado. But this is it, almost in race form, completely torn apart and prepped. Every time we race it, we have to tear it apart and then put it back together. So it'll be all ready to go out and burn some laps this Saturday.
Wonderful. So we can't wait to see you this Saturday at Pahrump Valley Speedway. I know that the races begin at 7 p.m. We'll see you out there. You're going to be signing some autographs. Where can people look up more information about you?
You can keep up with all the updates, facebook.com/Robbie Woods Racing, or Twitter @Robbie Woods, and then RobbieWoods.com as well. So primarily pumping the deal through Facebook. I have a lot of friends in Pahrump, so they'll be following it that way, and then through all the local media with obviously the television, and it'll probably come out in the Pahrump Valley Times. So I think the gates open at 6 o'clock. Racing starts at 7. I'm not absolutely sure what time we'll be doing the demos and the autograph signing, but it'll be up to Chad. One thing I can promise is it'll be a good time and a really good show at a great value.
We'll see you at Pahrump Valley Speedway this Saturday night. Once again, the gates open at 6. The race begins at 7 p.m. and we'll see Robbie Woods there and his amazing truck and find out all about him, as well as seeing the Waterstone Bunch at Pahrump Valley Speedway. For more information, you can go to PahrumpValleySpeedway.com. I'm Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
Nye County Tax Assessor Shirley Matson has changed attorneys from her high-profile attorney, Nancy Lord. According to Ms. Matson, her new attorney is Lisa Rasmussen, who sits on the board for the ACLU.
And folks, with the upcoming grand opening to the public next week on Wednesday, the 20th, from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m., Little Caesars on 70 South Highway 160, Suite 107, next to Anytime Fitness, brings us to our Facebook question of the day, which is, what current pizza place is your favorite for dine-in, delivery, or carry-out, and why? Sharon says, Papa Murphy's is the best in town. Can't wait to try Little Caesars. If it's as good as I remember it from when I lived in Vegas, they will put Domino's and Papa John's out of business. And Shelley says, we'll try Little Caesars. Yes, I'll try the $5 pizza deals. Lisa says, Pizza Hut. One more business Pahrump doesn't have. Serena says, Little Caesars has amazing pizza and has amazing deals. And Dennis Keating says, you can't beat this deal, folks. Brutus loves Caesars. Although Tarantino's does a great job, he donates to the community and accepts all competitor coupons. He's local, not a chain or franchise. And Tabitha says, Papa Murphy's has great pizza. I'll try Caesars $5 deals. So there you have it. Do you have a favorite pizza place in town?
No, not really.
Nah, me either. If it's pizza, it's a win for me.
It's pizza, exactly.
Well, folks, we've got all kinds of weather for you. Usual stuff for summer, though. Lots of hot temperatures and lots of wind. Don't go anywhere. We'll have your 7-day forecast right after the break.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body. For more information, you can visit their website at nevadadairycouncil.org.
Hey everyone, welcome back to News 46. I'm Rick Vale with your weather. Starting off right here, take a look. Rick Swim Days coming up. We're going to have all kinds of wonderful weather as far as the pools are concerned. But first, let's take a look at what we got up to today. Today we had a high of 94 degrees, winds out of the south-southwest at about 10 miles per hour, gusts upwards of 23 miles per hour. Pressure dropping a little bit of force on the barometer, 29.79. The UV index is 9, very high. Sunrise at 5:37 a.m. and a record high 116 degrees back in 1972. Looking at tonight, it's going to be clear for us, a low of 71. Winds out of the south-southwest at about 8 miles per hour with gusts upwards of 23 miles per hour. Sunset's going to be at 8:02 p.m. and a record low 63 degrees in 1952. Tomorrow going to be clear for us as well. 94 for the high, 71 for the low. Winds out of the south-southwest at about 9 miles per hour with gusts upwards of 23 miles per hour. UV index for tomorrow, 9, very high. Make sure you have some sunscreen on or a hat. Sunrise will be at 5:38 a.m. Looking at our 7-day forecast right into the weekend, Saturday, 96 for the high, 71 for the low. gusts upwards of 27 miles per hour. Sunday looking at 30 mile per hour gusts with a high of 96 and a low of 75. Monday starting off next week with triple digits, 102 for the high, 78 for the overnight low with 31 mile per hour gusts expected. Tuesday, not much changing, 102 with 78 for the overnight low, 23 mile per hour gusts expected. Wednesday, hump day, looking at 31 mile per hour gusts with a high of 103 and a low of 78. And finishing off our 7-day forecast next Thursday, 25 mile per hour gusts with a high of 108 degrees and a low of 73. And our worst weather in the nation today is Pelican Lake, Louisiana for steamy with thunderstorms.
July 16th, there will be a poker run to benefit Gus Mitropanopoulos, a.k.a. Gus the Greek. Gus had cancer surgery recently, and the poker run is to help with medical bills. Starts at the Moose Lodge at 9 a.m. this Saturday with several stops and includes a pig roast. $200 will be going to the winner poker hand. Any vehicle is welcome. Entry fees are $45 per couple or $25 for single. There will also be raffles, food, and fun.
And folks, the burial for 8-year-old Marie Siragusa is scheduled for Monday, July 18th at 10 a.m. She will be buried at the Chief Tecopa Cemetery in Pahrump. The Siragusa family wishes to thank the residents of Pahrump, all the organizations and churches that contributed to lay little Mary to rest. Your donations are much appreciated.
Scrapbook Crop Fundraiser is being held for the VFW Auxiliary at the Artesia Community Center. Lunch and dinner will be served, plus snacks and drinks. Cost is $50 per person. Proceeds will benefit the VFW Auxiliary. For more information and tickets, call 751-8436.
And folks, please be sure to subscribe to our free weekly newsletter. To subscribe, just visit our website at KPVM.TV and fill in the form right on the main page. The newsletter is filled with top stories, coupons, articles, and more.
And once again, all government meetings will not be covered for live broadcast. We'll be covering these again in August. We apologize for any inconvenience that this may create.
And folks, that's going to do it for this edition of News 46. I'm Rick Vale.
And I'm Robin Christine.
And from everyone up here on the Hill at KPVM, we wish you a safe evening, and we'll see you here again tomorrow night. Until then, good night, Rob.